Hi students, this is Mr. Rink here. Today we'll be learning about solving systems of equations by elimination. The big idea again is we're looking for where the lines cross. So we have a graph and we have two linear lines. So we have this red line, and then we also had a line that goes across like so. Where do the lines cross? Well, we look at the point that they intersect again, and let's just say this was it. It's over 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, so the answer is 3, 3, right? We could do that graphically. I also taught you how to do it by substitution, and then I recently taught you how to do it by elimination. And so today we're going to continue that. There's some harder problems, but you'll need to learn how to do them, and they're not too hard once you get the big idea. So remember yesterday, elimination, this word means to get rid of, and we were able to get rid of things when we had, like, let's say we had two of the same numbers, like 5 and -5, one on top of the other. We could like add the second one, right? 5 plus -5 is 0. This eliminates, right? Or another way we could look at it is, like, let's say we had two of the same number, we could actually subtract this second number. 5 minus 5 is 0. Anyways, that's the idea. So I'm going to show you to do a couple of them here, and then I'm going to have you practice a couple of them. So number one, same idea as yesterday. We have 5x plus y is equal to 9, and then we have 10x minus 7y is equal to -9. So I'm trying to figure out which one I want to eliminate. So when I look at my x's, it's 5x and 10x, so they're not exactly the same number. So I can't really eliminate it. I can't combine them, adding or subtracting. I know that if I had an addition sign out here, sorry about that. If I had an addition sign out here, 5x plus 10x is 15x. And if I put a minus sign out here, 5x minus 10x is -5x. That doesn't eliminate. So I'm not going to focus on those. Let's look at the y's. Let's see if I put a plus sign out here. Does y plus -7y cancel it out? No, that's -6y. That doesn't work, right? Or let's see if I put a minus sign out here. Y minus -7y is +8y. Does that work? No, that doesn't work either. So now I have to think about, like, I need to find out the same value that I could have as the same as coefficient, so that I could cancel them out. So when I look at this, I know that if I take 5 and compare it to 10, I could just multiply 5 by 2, right? So check this out. I'm going to use a different color here. I'll use blue. Okay. So I'm going to take this first equation and multiply it by 2, and I can multiply by 2 here. And I'm going to say 2 times 5x is 10x. Okay. I'll put that in blue here, and then the rest I'll copy it down. And then 2 times y is going to be +2y, right? And then 2 times 9 is equal to 18. And all I did was just multiplied everything by 2. And then when I compare it to here, you see how I have the same number, and I could take this one of these equations and subtract. So check this out. I'm going to take this second equation and bring it down. I have 10x minus 7y is equal to -9. What I'm going to do is draw a line and put some parentheses around. And I'm thinking, how do I get rid of these 10x's? Well, 10x minus 10x, I know cancels out, so I'm going to put a minus sign out here, right? So 10x minus 10x cancels out. It's 0x, right? And then we got 2y minus -7y. Well, 2 minus -7, it's like I'm adding 7, so it's going to be +9y. Bring down my equal sign, and then we're going to focus on our 18 minus a -9. Again, we're going to be adding a 9 because we're subtracting a 9, right? So it's going to be equal to +27. Okay? Now I could easily solve this. Divide both sides by 9, so y is equal to 3. Okay? And that's the first part of our answer, right? So remember, our answer is an ordered pair, so it's 3, right? So I plug it back into any of the first equations. I'll take that very first equation way up here and copy it down. So I'm going to bring that down all the way here. 5x plus y is equal to 9. And instead of y, I'm going to put in 3. So I'm going to put plus 3 is equal to 9. Now I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides. So then I'm going to work down the problem. So 5x has nothing here, so I'm going to bring 5x down. 3 minus 3 is 0. Bring them my equal sign. 9 minus 3 is 6. Divide both sides by 5. You're like, uh-oh, 6 divided by 5, that's weird. It's not too weird. We know it's going to be 6 divided by 5 we can't divide. It's 1 1/5. If you did want to divide it another way, you could look at it as 1.2. So just leave it as a fraction, 1 1/5. And this is where it crosses over. Okay. So there's your answer right here, 1 1/5 3. And of course, you could check your work on a graphing calculator, and you'll find it works exactly there. So the reason why this works, remember how we multiplied the first equation by 2 and we got this new equation? It's the same idea as, let's say we had a square, right, or a picture that looked like a square, and then we wanted to make it bigger. Well, I can make it bigger by making it double the size, right? So it's the same idea. We're scaling it, we're making it larger, but it's still the same picture. All right? So that's the concept we're working on. Let me do one more here. Got negative 4x plus 9y equals 9. And then we got x minus 3y is equal to negative 6. Again, I'm looking for common numbers. So the x's, there is no common number. And then the y's, there is no common number. So, but I know that I could take this second equation. You see how there's a 3y here? Couldn't I multiply that 3y by 3 to get 9y? So check this out. I'm going to take the second equation, and I'm going to multiply it by 3, because my focus here is to get 3y to turn into 9y. So it's like I'm taking my picture and I'm zooming it in by 3, or making it 3 times larger. Same exact picture, it's just becoming larger. And so check this out. I'm going to take this 3 and multiply it in. So 3 times x is going to be 3x. 3 times negative 3y is going to be negative 9y. And then 3 times negative 6 is going to be negative 18. Bring down the first equation now. Just right underneath it, we got negative 4x plus 9y is equal to 9. Okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take the second equation, and I'm going to put parentheses around it. And I'm going to focus on these 9s. I'm thinking, what do I do to get rid of them? Let's try a plus sign out here. So I'm going to put a plus sign right here, and I'm thinking, what's negative 9 plus positive 9? Well, that's going to be 0 nines, or 0 y's, so these cancels out. I know I'm using the correct operation, so 3x plus negative 4x is going to be negative 1x, and then negative 18 plus positive 9 is going to be negative 9, right? And of course we don't like this negative 1 here, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1, and so x is going to be equal to positive 9. So that's the first part of our answer, and remember our answer is an ordered pair, so it's 9 something. So I'm going to plug this back into whatever I like. I'll take this original second equation here, x minus 3y is equal to negative 6. And so we're going to put in 9 in here. We got 9 minus 3y is equal to negative 6. And so I want to take this 9 and subtract 9 on both sides. And we get negative 3y is equal to negative 15. Divide both sides by negative 3. So y is equal to positive 5. Okay? And that's your y value, and this goes right here inside of your final answer. So the lines would cross at 9, 5. Alright, so what I'd like you to do right now is write this down, pause the video here, write this down. The steps are actually the same as yesterday, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so we're going to move on here. I want you to do a little work for me. What I'd like you to do is do these 2 problems for me. So pause the video here, practice, take about 5 minutes, do these 2 problems, and I'll show you the answers, okay? Alright, so here are the answers. So what I did first is multiply by 5 on that one, and then I just worked up the problem. You'll notice me plugging the answer back in to get the coordinate pair. Now, you might get freaked out. It's a big number, right? Just trust yourself. Move forward with it, and then, of course, you'd use a graphing calculator to check your answers. Here's the other one. Check your work here. On this one, I multiplied the first one by 2, and then I had to subtract. Notice I'm going to use a subtraction sign there instead of the addition. So your answer is 6, -2. Okay? We'll come back tomorrow for more practice, okay? So anyways, thank you so much.